Thanks for tuning in to PR's Realm. Today I'm going to do another What's Inside video. What you're looking at right here is a percolator, known as a coffee maker. This one's by Black & Decker. I had it for many years. Unfortunately, it no longer works. The back compartment right here is where you would usually put your water, and then it's supposed to come up, go down into the filter, come out into your coffee pot. Unfortunately, it heats up, just stays in the area with the water, and the only thing you get is hot water and steam. So, I'm going to open it up. Just in case, I got pliers, a wire cutter, if there's any wires inside. I got screwdrivers, various ones. This has a few heads, as you see. And in addition, I got various other heads. In addition to that, a bunch of little screwdrivers. If all these tools fail, I'll use a tool that I call the destroyer. You guys know it as a hammer. So, I'm going to begin by looking for the places where there's screws. The most obvious place is underneath. There's 4 screws under here, so I'm going to start with those. So I took out all the screws. This one actually wasn't a screw, it was a slot that was connected to some wiring. So I'm just going to pop this off. In most cases, if I was trying to fix this, I would be a lot more careful, but I'm not trying to fix it, so I may just do a handy dandy snapperoo. Like so. And all these wires right here, or what it looks like wires, this is actual tubing, and looking at it, it might actually just be clogged. I already bought a new coffee maker, so it doesn't really matter, but now you can see how the water flows. It looks like miniature pipes that you would see in your wall for your house. Here's where the wires are spliced together. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out all these other screws, and then I'll get back to you. Well, let's start by taking this out. As you see here, well, there's some rust, and there's actually a magnet right here that's connected to the pipe and the rubber tubing, which, like I said, this is what makes the water flow from the heated side to your coffee pot. This is the heating plate that goes where the coffee pot goes. So once it's perked, it keeps it hot. This isn't a washer, but it works like a washer for this heating plate, because basically when this was on top, that's what kept the heating plate in place, along with the screws on the opposite end. So now we're further in. There's some screws in here. I'm gonna unscrew those. We're gonna just start detaching the wiring, which I'm taking out. It's in place. I'm also gonna get to the tubing as well. But let's just see if we can find any more screws that could be unscrewed. This is also, they use this as a protective piece. They use this as a protective piece to cover the exposed wires after they're spliced together. We could just pop those off. As long as you don't plan on plugging it in, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take the little wire cutter just to snap the tie that is around it. They use those just to keep it in place, and like they had it very neatly put together. Let's see if I can pull the little cover off so you can see what's underneath. put that on the side, and it gave easier access to the wiring, as well as the pipes and rubber tubing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to snip the wires, because like I said, this isn't needed anymore. Let me go a little further down, snip these off so we could check out the tubing. And when you look inside, it's pretty elaborately done for such a simple mechanism. But if you ever wanted to be one of the people that deactivate bombs, it gives the feeling like that because there's so many wires to snip. I'm just snipping the excess off now just to get it out the way. And now it's a matter of pulling these out. Since the tubing is like a rubber, it's quite elastic. One side popped out, but the other side wants to stay. Like that. And that came out. And as you see here, you can actually see coffee grinds in there from all through the years. It might even be clogged. I'm gonna try to pull that out with the pliers so we can see each end. That might have actually been the problem, but at this point, there isn't any turning back. It's already destroyed. This is so rubbery that it's jammed in. This is one side, and it's actually clear there. There might be more stuff actually stuck in the actual coffee maker, which I'll use my special destroyer if I can't get to that location. This tube, yeah. This one was actually kind of clear. And again, I had this many years, so over all those years, a lot builds up. And when you can't actively go inside something, I'm just going to snip these wires with my wire cutter just to get them off. We don't need them anymore. Just get them out the way so we can get further inside. And as you see here, we got the electrical cord attached to the wiring because this is what makes it function. So looking further in, let's see if there's any more screws that we could remove, which I see a few down there. So I'm gonna get those unscrewed and I'll get back to you. As you see it separately. We'll talk about those screws. You'll always get to those later, but as you see here, this is the main base with the on-off switch where the hot plate, this one's connected. Now we have the bottom base, or actually the top base, I should say. And I see a screw in there, so I'm going to unscrew that. I'll get back to you momentarily.
I guess not.
Yes. This right here is where after the water flows through the pipes and then through the rubber tubing, comes into here, and it actually sprinkles out like a sprinkler on top of your coffee grinds. I'm gonna actually open this as well so that I could see if there's anything stuck in there. And for that, I'm gonna use this little screwdriver, this pointed screwdriver. Doesn't seem to be anything in there. So that part was actually cleared. So we'll put that to the side. Back to the base. This little cover is, of course, when you cover it, that just pops right off. This, even when it's good, you could pop it on and off through these little grooves. And pretty much this is as far as you could go, because the rest is actually one piece. You can't separate it. Before I end the video, I want to go back to the pipes and rubber tubing. As we saw, one of the rubber tubes were a little bit clogged. But if there is anything that's clogged, the issue would be in here. It's quite dark, so it's going to be very difficult to see. Let's try to get a look inside one of these to see if we can see anything with the light of the camera. And it's actually pretty dark, so I'm just going to take a little screwdriver and just see if anything comes out with it. Like I said, not that I'm going to fix it because I already bought a new one, but just curious if there's anything in there, and it seems to be pretty clear. There isn't anything trapped in there. I really don't know the exact cause of why it didn't work, but like I said, I had it many years, probably around 10 years or so, so that little percolator lasted a long time. And if they still make that, and even if they don't, it's by Black & Decker, which usually makes pretty good products. I would definitely recommend it. For the time that it worked and the amount of years, it was great. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, press the bell for notifications, give the video a like, tell me what you thought, ask any questions. PR's Realm. www.youtube.com/PRSREALM.